Baenlin. Oh, Baenlin. I loved you, old man. I loved you, but I couldn't protect you. Oh, Baenlin.
This is the story of Accidents Happen, a Dark Brotherhood quest during which we can learn in a rare instance who prayed to the Night Mother to kill the Bosmer Baenlin, thanks to clues left by the developers. Returning from our previous contract to the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary in Cheydinhal, we seek out her handler, the vampire Vicente Valtieri, for our next contract.
I'm glad you've returned. The contract is waiting, if you're ready. We need you to stage an accident. Kill the target in the manner specified, and you'll receive a considerable bonus. Do you accept this contract?
Naturally, we agree, saying, yes, I accept the contract.
As I expected. Good. The target is a wood elf named Baenlin. You will find him at his home in Bruma. Enter secretly and avoid his manservant, Grom. On the second floor is a secret door leading to a crawl space. Inside are the fastenings of a mounted head that hangs over Baenlin's favourite chair. Loosen those fastenings any night between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m, and the head will surely fall on Baenlin as he relaxes in his chair, as is his custom. If Baenlin is eliminated in any other manner, or if the manservant Grom is killed, you will forfeit the bonus. Now go, and may Sithis be with you.
Thus, the quest Accidents Happen is added to our journal. However, there are now stipulations of murdering the Bosmer in a specified way, lest we forego a valuable bonus which Valtieri had outlined previously.
Some contracts are straightforward. Find the target, eliminate them, then return to the sanctuary. No time limits or complications. However, many of our clients request that their contract be carried out in a specific manner. A certain place, a certain method of elimination. We try to honor these requests whenever possible. After all, the Dark Brotherhood's reputation has been built on providing good service. Any brother or sister who can complete a contract while following a specific request will receive a valuable bonus, oftentimes a powerful magic item.
With the promise of valuable items, we approach Valtieri again, inquiring if he has any other information on the Bosmer, and he simply states,
Every moment that Baenlin draws breath is an affront to Sithis and the Night Mother. Fulfill the contract and honor the Brotherhood as you should. You are to travel to Bruma, enter the house of the wood elf Baenlin and kill him. It should look like an accident. I'm sure you can handle it. Spill some blood for me, dear brother.
Taking Valtieri's advice, we seek out our fellow brethren, skipping the cantankerous Mirage Dar for obvious reasons.
Get away from me.
Heading into the main hall, we come across Antoinetta, exiting via the southwestern hatch. Approaching her with low disposition, she will lament.
Seeing you in this sanctuary makes me wish I were back on the streets. Why do you insist on annoying me?
We then attempt to apprise Miss Marie that we have a contract and a bonus. However, we barely mention Baenlin's manservant when she blurts out,
That manservant is going to squash you like a bug. I can't wait to see what's left of you. Just go! I can't stand the sight of you!
If instead we approach her with high disposition, she sweetly greets.
So good to see you. Is there anything you need? Yes, dearest brother. Is there something I can help you with?
We then say, we're contracted to assassinate a wood elf in Bruma via falling furniture. How would you tackle the situation?
How do you plan on entering this man's house? Through the front door? Be smart and look for a more inconspicuous way in, like a cellar entrance.
Ah, the cellar. Very clever indeed.
Good luck, brother. I hope you don't get killed. I mean, well, you know.
We then seek the wisdom of the shadow scale to Niva, interrupting his reading in the corner of the main hall, unfortunately with low disposition.
Why do you bother me?
We then attempt to ask, Taniva, would you mind helping me with the contract? To which she admits.
I could help you, yes, but I won't. Your failure will give me much joy. You befoul the very air with your presence. Begone!
With higher disposition, the Argonian is much more inviting, saying,
Hello, what is it I can do for you?
We then explain that our Mark Baenlin is protected by a bodyguard, and he advises,
If the target is old and weak, as you say, then his manservant is sure to be quite the opposite. Best stay out of his way.
So avoid the manservant. Sage wisdom indeed.
May Sithis be with you.
Speaking of burly brawlers, we then enter the training room where, upon seeing us, the orc Gogren threatens us, thanks to our low disposition.
If not for the tenants, I would slay you where you stand. You, what do you want?
We then say, Gogren, our target is an old Bosmer Baenlin, but he simply spits.
What's the matter? You can't kill an old man? Want Gogron to hold your hand? You make me sick. Damn the tenants, I'll cleave you in two if you don't get out of my face.
With higher disposition, Gogren has more information for us, exclaiming,
Hail, my brother. I know what you're thinking. Gogron, he's too big to be sneaky. Well, you're right. Me, I like to just go in and hack my targets to pieces. Ha!
This time, when we explain Baenlin is protected by a Nord bodyguard named Grom, he decidedly guides.
The manservant's name is Grom, you say? Sounds like a Nord. Probably a big one. If he catches you, get ready for a serious fight. Happy hunting, my brother.
Being repeatedly told to watch out for the bodyguard, we take the seasoned assassin's guidance seriously. Looping back to the main hall, we then head into the western room where the Argonian Ochiva, with low disposition, is none too happy to see us.
I do not know what Lucian sees in you, but this sanctuary is cursed by your presence. Greetings, brother. I do hope you are well.
We then attempt to ask about our contract, but she seems fully aware of the breadth of our mission and scolds.
For the love of Sithis, you have to kill a feeble old man. Is that too much for you to handle? Sometimes I think LaChance will let anyone into this sanctuary.
With higher disposition, Ochiva then greets.
I am honored by your presence. How can Ochiva be of assistance? Greetings, brother. I do hope you are well.
When we ask, what happens if we cannot make the furniture fall on Baenlin, and she outlines a potential plan B.
If things go badly, forgo the plan and simply kill the mark any way you can. You'll lose the bonus, but at least the contract will be fulfilled. Go now, dear family member, and may the Night Mother wrap you in her cold, loving embrace.
With one family member left, we find the wood elf Talandril in civilian clothes about to exit the sanctuary incognito. Approaching her with low disposition, she simply admonishes.
You. I hoped Sithis would have claimed you by now. I find your very presence foul. Say what you will and then leave my sight.
When explaining our potential bonus, if we stealthily end Baenlin's life thanks to a falling head, she says,
This contract requires stealth and subtlety. You possess neither. When you fail, I will gladly take your place. By Sithis, I hope you shoot your own eye out.
Attempting to speak to Talandril with higher disposition, she greets warmly.
Seeing you again is like a blessing from the Night Mother herself. Hello, brother. It's good to see you again. The Night Mother has been smiling upon you, I hope.
We then wonder aloud, and this contract is a bit complicated, it seems. I wonder if the bonuses are worth the effort.
Yes, you'll find that some jobs require you to terminate a mark in a specific way. It's well worth the trouble considering how good the bonuses are. May your arrows always strike true.
With all the information we can glean from our fellow assassins, we leave the confines of the sanctuary, and our quest updates reading, I must go to the city of Bruma, find Baenlin's house, and gain entrance. Once inside, I should stage a tragic accident. Later we find ourselves in the snow-laden northern city of Bruma. To the north, we see in the first row of houses, pressed against the stone walls, is Baenlin's Nordic-style abode. It's here the quest diverges into two parts. Each distinct path helps us in different ways learn who is responsible for the hit on Baenlin. In the first path, we can choose the direct approach, forgoing our contract's requirements for a bonus, by murdering Baenlin and his manservant outright. To do so, after casting Open Easy Lock, we find ourselves in the sitting room of Baenlin's home. We see on the wall across from us the fire blazing and the Minotaur looming above his chair. However, as we barge through Baenlin's front door, his bleary-eyed manservant Grom intercepts us, warning,
The master doesn't like visitors. Leave this house, now! If you're still here in 20 seconds, I will be forced to crush you.
If we attempt to converse with Grom further, he simply threatens.
For your sake, you'd better be on your way to the door.
Slipping up the stairs, we can then see Grom has erroneously believed we've left due to his threats, and is now napping thanks to a belly full of mead. Tiptoeing across the walkway, we then find in the larger northeastern room the sleeping Bosmer Baenlin, who jumps out of bed in a start, urging,
Huh? You're not Grom! Get out of my home! I don't want you here!
Speaking to the wood elf, he questions suspiciously,
Huh? You're not Grom? Who are you? Why are you in my home?
We then can respond with our standard option to say nothing.
Why are you here? What do you want? Get out of my house!
Or, the Night Mother loves you.
The Night Mother? What's this all about? I think you should leave now. You hear me? Get out! Grom! Grom! We have an intruder!
And finally, the truth we will soon explore, saying, Someone, Baenlin, wants you dead.
Dead? Me? There must be some mistake. I'm just an old man. Just an old man.
To his credit, the diminutive Baenlin raises his fists in a defensive stance. However, our mace lifts him off the ground, making stew of his insides before he can throw a single punch. Our quest then updates, reading, I fulfilled the contract, but not in the manner requested. As a result, I have forfeited my bonus. I must now return to the sanctuary and speak with Vicente Valtieri to receive my reward. Pilfering Baenlin's belongings such as his outfit, key to his house and 116 gold, we turn to see his vengeful bodyguard Grom barreling down on us.
Yeah!
Opening his attack with an overhead slam of his maul, Grom, seemingly loyal to his lifeless employer, rejects our attempt to speak, and a bloody brawl on the upper level of Baenlin's abode begins. As Grom presses us back on the second floor's ledge, we sense the Nord tiring, and his hammer glances off our shield at an awkward angle and falls to the floor. We then swipe with our mace and crack his midsection, sending him flying over the rail.
Oh! Ah! Oh! Ah!
Diving over the rail behind him, we put our weapon away and search his body, finding his fur outfit, a tidy amount of mead, making us believe he may have been too fond of the drink in his later years of service, and a small amount of gold. Wasting no time, we then depart the crime scene, finding our way back to Cheydinhall Sanctuary. Once inside Valtieri's quarters, he rises from his stone slab and surmises.
Baenlin is dead, yes, but you did not fulfill the contract precisely as directed. I will grant your reward of gold, but the bonus is forfeit. Despite this misfortune, you are ready for advancement. I appoint you Slayer for the Dark Brotherhood. Now go, and continue to serve Sithis well.
With option 1 explored and no bonus or seemingly closer to the identity of who ordered the hit, we then follow the more canonical route and find ourselves in Bruma once more, attempting to gain the bonus from Valtieri. This time we take our fellow assassin's advice, discarding our heavy armor for our more discreet Brotherhood garb, and then pick the lock of Baenlin's basement, entering it, our quest updates reading. I've entered Baenlin's house. If I can access the second floor crawl space and loosen the fastenings on the mounted head between 8 PM and 11 PM, it will fall on Baenlin as he rests in his chair. If Baenlin dies any other way, or if Grom is killed, I will lose my bonus. It seems ruling out foul play is very important. Ignoring the clutter of the Bosmer's basement, we ascend the winding stairs, picking the easy lock and finding ourselves in Baenlin's sitting room once more. We sensibly peer around the corner and find the elf sitting by his fire, as promised, enjoying a bowl full of strawberries and a nice book. This time, however, we follow the contract's wishes to a T and sleuth past him in an effort to head up the stairs undetected, although he stirs momentarily, but shrugs off the noise and sits back down by the glowing fire. Searching for the crawl space, we peer into the manservant Grom's small lodging. To the west, we see a small closet with average locked chest that boasts a few levelled weapons, in this case a sword and a dagger. On the northeastern wall, next to his bed, we find a desk which boasts some Cyrodiilic brandy, as Grom seems fond of the finer drop. It's only to the southeast do we see a hole in the wall that is letting air escape. We spy at the north wall as promised, the mounted head fastenings, and our quest updates reading. These appear to be the fastenings of the mounted Minotaur head. As expected, they have been loosened over time. You could easily remove the fastenings, causing the mounted head to crash to the floor below. Do you wish to remove the fastenings? Accepting, we then hear a loud crash, and the Bosmer bellows below.
Oh!
Rushing out of the room, we peer over the rail to see Grom, armed and at the ready, standing over a dead Baenlin, his precious blood now spattered across the wall and floor below the Minotaur that undoubtedly broke his neck. Creeping down the stairs, we see Grom is still in shock at his master's death and perhaps slightly inebriated, as we're able to sleuth past him without much worry, and feel a guard in his prime would have sensed this immediately. Exiting via the basement and retracing our steps out of Bruma, with the locals none the wiser. Back in the sanctuary, we're intercepted by a cheery Vicente, and he greets us as we bear the good news.
You are like a dark gift from the Night Mother herself. Please, tell me how I can help. So, the accident has been staged and Baenlin lies dead. Well done. You have more than earned your reward and bonus. I present to you this dagger. It's an enchanted blade known as Sufferthorn. Its prick is deadly, I assure you. Yes, you are quite an asset to this sanctuary. In fact, I believe you are ready for advancement. I hereby appoint you Slayer. Well done. Now go, child of Sithis. Go and rest. You'll need it.
As promised, we're gifted 200 gold in the rank of Slayer, plus, this time, our bonus, the dagger Sufferthorn, imbued with drain strength 7 points for 15 seconds on strike, and damage health 15 points on strike. With our mission successful, we are still none the wiser of who could have prayed for Baenlin's death and why. Our only lead seemingly his boozy bodyguard, but why would he have attacked us if he was the one that organised the hit? Our answers lie, again, in Bruma, where we enter the city for a final time. The town now is abuzz with rumours of murder, and we can then head down inside of Olav's Tap and Tack to find a blubbering and drunk Grom who wails at our approach.
Hi there. Is it true what they're saying? Is Baenlin really dead? Yes. Baenlin. Oh, Baenlin. I loved you, old man. I loved you, but I couldn't protect you. Oh, Baenlin.
As we move to leave the city, we overhear a guard sharing the local gossip, and he says,
Can I help you?
Old Baenlin is dead. I heard it was a horrible accident. He was resting in his chair and boom! A stuffed head fell on him.
It should be noted, if asked about local rumours, the male Nords are likely to hand us a copy of the Black Horse Courier regarding Baenlin's demise. Otherwise, heading to the source of the gossip, the Courier's headquarters in the Market District, we can pick up the specific copy lying on the desk that sheds further light on who, perhaps, ordered Baenlin's sordid execution, and reads: For the residents of Bruma, a city known for its snowy avenues and frigid Skyrim-like temperatures, nothing is quite as important as the warmth and safety of one's own home. But even the most secure dwelling can harbour a deadly secret. In the case of Baenlin, an elderly elf nobleman who called Bruma home for nearly 43 years, death came not from the icy cold nor the sting of a burglar's blade, but from a killer far more insidious: structural instability. According to Grom, Baenlin's long-time live-in manservant, the day of his master's death was like any other. Baenlin lived as a recluse and rarely left the comfort of his home. He spent his morning breakfasting and his afternoons reading or napping, but it was in the late evening hours before bedtime when Baenlin relaxed in his favourite chair, as was his custom, when disaster struck. A stuffed minotaur head mounted on the wall directly over the chair came crashing down, killing the unsuspecting noble instantly. As horrible as Baenlin's death may seem, even more horrible is the revelation that this was not an isolated incident as previously thought. In fact, through a series of interviews and in-depth investigation, the Black Horse Courier has learned that many of Bruma's homes are actually death traps waiting to spring. Me and my boys, we done repair work on half these houses. They're a bleeding mess. Rotted wood, rusty nails, misaligned foundations. Them Nords, they're good for drinking and killing, but they can't build a house worth a damn. So said Antoine Dubois, owner of Dubois & Sons Carpentry, a thriving house-building business headquartered in the Breton nation of High Rock. Because of his expertise, Dubois has known to offer his services throughout the empire and has visited Bruma on numerous occasions. In his opinion, this predominantly Nord city features some of the most poorly constructed dwellings in all of the empire. Yeah, I know what the Nords say. It's the snow. It rots the wood. It does this, it does that. Wine. The mead-swilling savages wouldn't know oak wood from oranges. Truth is, they just don't know anything about the latest architectural methods. The work is unsafe and sloppy. That head that fell on the elf? An infant could have secured those bindings better. It's no wonder they came loose. But I've seen this type of thing all over Bruma. Did you know that until I came in to do repair work on the roof, you couldn't attend a service in the chapel without getting snowed on? Now that's just wrong. When asked what he thought of the issues, Baenlin's nephew Cainlin, who inherited his uncle's estate and is now residing in the very house where he was killed, had this to say. It was a tragic accident. I always told my poor uncle that head would fall on him someday, but would he listen? Now, I've heard the rumours that some think there was foul play involved, but that's nonsense, of course. Everybody knows this city is falling apart. It could have happened to anyone. And so, as the city of Bruma mourns the loss of one of its oldest and most respected residents, there are those that can't help but wonder, am I next? So, Cainlin, Baenlin's nephew, stood to inherit his house and openly dismisses foul play, plus warns of the Minotaur head, which we were explicitly told must drop on him so that foul play was ruled out. Paying Cainlin a visit, we further find two different responses to us. If we decided to forego our bonus and murdered Grom and Baenlin, we find Cainlin is surprisingly over his grief of his murdered uncle, simply querying in an upbeat manner.
Oh, Cainlin's my name. Maybe you knew my uncle, Baenlin? He died recently. It was all very tragic. I'm heartbroken, of course. Well, goodbye. I'm warning you. Get out or I'll call the guards.
It should be noted, if that hits the ear wrong and sounds kind of like joy in the construction kit, Cainlin is described as being happy when he delivers said line. However, if Baenlin perishes via Minotaur head as planned, curiously, in a macabre display, we find his nephew has taken up his uncle's former routine, wearing his same outfit and sitting in the very chair in which his uncle passed, with blood stains still intact on the rug to boot, but also finds zero reason to maintain Grom's services, seeming pretty safe in his own company, saying,
Oh, Cainlin's my name. Maybe you knew my uncle, Baenlin. He died recently. Stuffed head fell on him. Very tragic. Well, goodbye.